Okay, this is Dark Matter, a ghost story by Michelle Paver. And I remember reading this when I just moved to a cottage out in the middle of nowhere. We did have neighbours, but it was a bit of a hamlet, just outside Bath, and no street lights. Quite a, tiny, cosy cottage. But I was reading this, and I don't think my boyfriend at the time was there, and I just couldn't read any more of it because I'm not very good at reading ghost stories anyway, but it just had that, you just didn't know what was going to happen next. So it's set in, starts off, I think, in England, where this young man is going on an expedition, and there's a collection of these young lads going on this expedition to the Arctic, and they do all their planning, and they're going to be doing some measurements and things out there, and they get on this boat to go to the Arctic, and they're warned against getting off at this particular stop where they've planned to do this expedition, but they're young and they're stubborn and enthusiastic. They want to go and do what they've set out to do. But they've been warned for a reason not to go there, because some strange things start happening. And so they get off the boat and they end up at this place. The boat leaves and it's just them in this place. But they have to go up to check all their expedition equipment. And there's one time where there's a blizzard and they really can't see. And I think it's this one guy going up when something's already happened, but he's having to do it by himself. And on this way back down, he has to tell himself to steady on, old chap. And that's where the song Steady On kind of, that was the title of that one. Steady on, lost your track. How will you make it back? Listen hard, nothing there. How did you lose your bearings as the snow clings and the wind sings? Steady on, lost your track. How will you make it back? Listen hard, nothing there. How did you lose your bearings as the snow clings and the wind sings? Can't shiver. Just thought it was funny in this blizzard, and he's like, steady on, old chap. It's very kind of, because I think it's set, I don't know when it's set now.
Like
1937, 7th
Yeah.
of January, 1937.
all days around it.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
I remember because I played Mum's harmonium, so Mum had this lovely, well, wasn't that great, slightly out of tune harmonium, but I nicked it for my old band and kept it and battered it out completely.
It served us well.
It did serve us well. Got dropped a few times off aeroplanes, but apart from that, but I remember I discovered this wobble that if you like only half pulled out the stops, and it was like 50-50 whether you get it or not, but if it would sort of start to self-resonate, and you get this like tremor that would come out of it, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And that was, so that we used that on this.
Yeah,
song.
and we did it on the cello, so it was kind of harmonics. It was kind of doing this harmonics to start with, and quite atmospheric stuff. So it was all really atmospheric, quite icy sounding.
Yeah.
And then the chorus was like, did it in a key, so it was all the open strings or the open C at the bottom, which really resonates. And then it was quite a heavy chorus that kind of had this icy, quite echoey. And Poppy would do this, like an echo of the vocals as well,
like coming through the blizzard from a different place. Yeah.
And then the chorus would just be full on like boom, 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 boom.
Well, in our heads anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we did put timpani and brass on for the
Yeah.
recordings, didn't we?
I did feel quite, yeah.
And what was we did 2 songs for this, didn't we? I'm sure.
We
Did Poppy do
did
one?
another, yeah, I think Poppy must have done one.
And alone I stand, heart in hand, and the fire in my heart, well, it was almost out to slow death. But the beauty and the light and the stillness of the night in the dark air, and the fire in my heart, well, it was almost out to slow death. But the beauty and the light and the stillness of the night in the dark air.
So that's Dark Matter, A Ghost Story by Michelle Paver.